I really think if this game breaks out into like any amount of like split pushing catch game, then Team Spirit's going to take it pretty convincingly. But if not, I don't see how Team Spirit really stops the push.
I mean, Team Spirit feels like they look to him again and again when they need these games to get slowed down just a bit for their other two cores to get online.
A lot of lane pulling shenanigans, but Mira might pay the price for it as he lets DOTA2 get too close. And DOTA2 is going to keep this battle going as he puts damage on to Collapse. Now, he might die for this one, but I almost feel like it's an exchange that's worth it because he thinks Celery's going to be able to outman fight Collapse, but he will not. Collapse gets the double kill.
Add the extra, the facet.
Big power rune to operate off of, and the mid matchup is not going that well for him. He is heavily down in denies against Laurel,
which Elitist adds up.
Moposhka not even going to be able to get a chance to get the dive off, so the power rune does get used just to be able to help get a support kill. Nothing major out of that. Collapse gets chased out of the jungle once again.
Just having the anti-aura, the mischance against everybody in the fight, burn down some of the summons.
I mean, it's faster lane shove as well, which you know Gaimin Gladiators is going to be balled up. Radon getting a little bit low. Has to pop his ultimate here. The Phoenix just dies to the Quinn rotation pretty quickly in Spirit.
Depends what's more natural. I almost feel like a lot of these games, it's more natural to do that Dire side.
Yeah, it's more natural to play on the Dire side.
Oh,
but then later on in the game, DOTA2 is going to have to fight it out. He can't really just run away from Mira, and he makes the right read. Takes the fight against Mira, gets the kill. Now in mid lane to get a coil out. Tofu, he's got Sunstrike. See if the snap is going to go off. Laurel doesn't snap the coil. Nobody holding in place, so they don't quite commit for the kill. Wall's actually going to be dropped here. Quinn up here on the high ground, has to jump away before he's caught by some extra damage. Sunstrike is on the mark, but he's going to get a regen, and he has a Fairy Fire and a Wand, so he'll be okay. He'll be healed back up to full, and it's Moposhka who will end up losing his life. Everybody getting threatened, nobody quite dying until Moposhka shows up at the end and instantly gets grief. And DOTA2 being active, runs into Mira again here. Every single Gaimin Gladiators move to a tower, they have brought their carry along with them, despite the fact he does not even have his battle fury.
Maybe get deep wards or steal a wisdom rune, but when the 5-man push comes, you're absolutely useless. And here's that 5-man gate for wisdom rune.
Yeah, they're gonna take the wisdom rune. Mira, no, Mira. It's not worth it, man.
Oof, man, these Team Spirit supports are suffering right now. Well, you don't want to lose that, but
left a neutral item behind. Ace does not seem to in order to get the Rod of Atos out, but Collapse is close. They'll get the vision of him and do manage to get the stun off thanks to Tofu with the stolen impale. So they finally catch up and clear out some of the rats trying to take.
How much can Yotaro stick onto targets here?
And he does almost have the Aghanim Scepter. They pop out of the jungle, hit him with the telekinesis.
Can't
with the gate behind it, they're gonna make sure they can swarm him after this coil. Now Dark backs off the stun, but immediately caught inside of the pit. They have the disables, they have the damage though, with Supernova on the side there, a little bit hard to commit. And Quinn has to jump away to his orb, blinks back in, hits him with the silence, and it looks like Radon may be in some trouble. The Firestorm trying to burn him out, not quite enough. Quinn can still jump forward, he hits the Mules on the Nyx Assassin instead. He'll try and take that kill for their troubles instead of the Slark, which they were so close to finally killing.
You have a couple buybacks to commit to that sort of fight. Could be a turning point, even out this net worth gap, but not if you lose your darks here at the start. Collapse.
A massive pick off. There goes all your team fight.
Wrong place at the wrong time.
The team fight might start turning to their favor if they can get to BKB on the Slark, but that's still a bit of a ways away. And they will just be focusing on surviving until that point, something that Radon may not have the luxury of being able to do. He pops his ultimate, now he has a second ult to be able to TP away. They have the stun with the telekinesis. Tofu drops the telekinesis down on his head, and Radon gets picked off.
Super heads up play with that shard lift. This should secure at least one lane, maybe two. Do a buyback on the Slark, but
I almost wonder if Yotaro
commit it.
Like, I feel like you cannot afford to buy back just because the BKB is so important, but they're going to get decimated without their Slark as the aggression comes out from Gaimin Gladiators, knowing without the Slark, they can kind of jump in those tier 4 areas and take those pickoffs if they see them.
Land an impale on it or an ice wall or some sort of supernova.
Pop again. Just a bit of fishing here from Duraccio. Speaking of fish, Yatoro pops out, gets 2 swipes. That's all he gets. Telekinesis, they're going to throw Collapse closer, but Larl's the one in trouble. Duraccio, he might just be able to finish him off. They just need the vision. They have the coil out. The BKB is not going to be able to save him against the just raw physical damage of Duraccio as he shreds the next assassin. Now they pop the supernova. Gaimin Gladiators call it quits. They say, okay, we're not killing that egg. Back out. They don't lose anybody for this. They get pickoffs, they get buybacks, and now they can keep on going back in. Radon has to be able to hop away. Telekinesis back on Collapse. They're focused on the buildings. Gaimin Gladiators, a second lane and a third on the menu here. With 4 heroes from Team Spirit, a last-ditch effort to try and get there in time. Yatoro goes in, a beautiful vacuum impale combination that hits all 5, but do they have the damage? The heals come out. They're going for the Chen right now. Radon is doing everything he can. Telekinesis tops away. Radon cannot keep his little claws on any of Gaimin Gladiators. They all slip through the fingers. Now a buyback on the Invoker is going to result in nothing as they continue to get shredded by Duraccio time and time again. More buybacks from Team Spirit, but the damage is done and Megas have been taken.
I mean, if you're not winning the fight off of a 5-man vacuum impale, you're not winning anything this game.
And Ace just goes in. He pops the gate at minimum distance just to get out some of these Necrobook minions. The demons come out to start taking tier 4s, and Team Spirit will be forced to try and hold against Megas, plus an entirety of Gaimin Gladiators. That just seems to be too powerful for them. Maposhka trying to hit some sun rays. It's doing nothing. The cores in the front can't do anything, and Gaimin Gladiators just really picture-perfect performance by them in their just quintessential playstyle, right?
It's fitting this like blind mid pick, which is kind of lacking right now. A lot of the mids are getting harder and harder to pick blind because there's like Huskars being picked. There's even Invoker is getting seen now because of its blind picks. So I think it's a good hero.
The Stinger's still strong in terms of getting the waves out, farming jungle pretty fast. I think it's okay. I think if it gets punished really hard, you're going to be really sad because the hero's comeback just isn't that good. But if he gets out ahead, you're pretty happy.
Blood grenade thrown out, trying to play underneath the firestorm. But now that it's gone, Celery will close in for the kill and secure first blood for Duraccio. Now, Duraccio might end up dying here as Collapse is going to try and run him down with the next firestorm. He'll get that kill, and he'll turn some of that damage back on the Celery as well. So clears out camps even faster than you already did, as Sand King can win you the lane, especially against melee matchups, which unfortunately in this situation, not what he's matched up against. Maposhka, he gets crit down. Ace gets what's required to claim the kill.
Yeah, at a certain point, especially with level 25 talent, the hero becomes absurd. But that is a lot to get through, and you can run into trouble. The mid Sand King at least has some tempo advantage with the extra
Tombstone
life.
going to get thrown down. Collapse, he'll be run down very easily here.
Yeah, Tombstone kill. Unless you want to pull waves or do shenanigans, you can just play it really passive and stack for the Underlord, which is a route I think Spirit could have gone, but they're trying to play the lane straight up, and it is costing them a decent amount.
Deja vu, I've seen this situation before. Maposhka trying to out-heal the damage from Ace and Tofu, and it's not good enough this time around. Yatoro brings Ace a little bit lower, but still cannot claim a counter kill. That means no stuns available to stop Tofu.
Man, that's such a tough rune to get denied there for Laurel. When you're winning mid, especially with Sand King as a hero, you can always reliably push the wave in. You really want to secure those early power runes. It's a big loss for him, but they will get the bigger prize.
Don't need the Enchantress.
Yeah.
Get the job done, just the two of them.
Played up a little too far. Still a very quiet early game from Maposhka, but at least his team is making some moves.
Toro doing a nice job with the waveform, dodging the clap there from Ace.
There's no TP here.
Ace use that extra movement speed from the wind form to be able to get out.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Now I should go back in. Tofu hits him with a bushwhack. And Maposhka again. This heal is just not enough, man. The burst damage between these two.
It's just an awkward point for him. I mean, now you're going to miss contest this 8-minute power rune. You're not even getting stacks up.
It will be at bottom lane, so Gaimin Gladiators happy with that. The Dawn gank from behind. Duraccio and Celery go through the gate to set it up, but it is not enough. He strength morphs. I mean, I guess they can keep
out of
driving here.
stats.
Tofu coming in with a bushwhack. Oh, he gets away for him. Tempted TP away, but Quinn,
All
he
five.
gets brought in as well. All 5 to hunt down Yatoro.
Plus some illusions. This is the downside that a lot of people often don't talk about not shoving your offlane in, is you're not pressuring this tower, you're not forcing a support to be up here. The second you push in, you can do things like this. And now all of a sudden, Gaimin have to react to you. They can't just 5-man gank your carry.
Well, they're going to gank that carry anyway. Ignore the Undying. Go for another kill into Yatoro. They won't be able to get it, though.
I think Team Spirit need to start hitting this top tower. You cannot let Gaimin get this much out of the map right now. When you're supposed to have a pretty fast early support duo, there's a back-to-back kill on Celery. Especially if someone's going to sit down here. Every time Yatoro shows his face bottom, Gaimin are going to run at him because there's no way you want to let Morphlane sit in this lane solo. And the numbers are coming again.
He knows Yatoro's going to wait for him somewhere. He's trying to catch him from behind, but Yatoro actually pushes forward, goes away for him through Quinn. Tornado goes out, but it's not good enough. Underneath the Sandstorm, they can't take that. Doratio now has to come in with his illusions finally to go for a support kill, but he can't even get that much. Now he's pushed in too deep. The Brewmaster ultimate is not enough to save them against the 5-mana Team Spirit. He'll be able to get a kill on a support here and take the tower, but now Ace got to run for his life, and Laurel is so damn strong. Again, the Sandstorm is just not something you want to fight into, and the Stinger does too much damage, slowing him down and getting the kill.
And your two big boys between the Sand King and the Underwood are really strong in this type of engagement. They're just going to go straight back into it.
Quinn, kill him again.
Man, they are getting value out of these Morphling rotations.
Yeah, they really are. Yatoro almost looking like he's taking a page out of Doracio's book and how aggressive he's being.
Can maybe even dodge some of the hoodwink damage. There's limited chain stun capability on the side of Gaimin. This is going to be a nice use for the long run.
Baiting out Poposhka. They have a ward for it too, and they instantly jump Doraccio as he pushes forward to try and kill the Enchantress. It's a trap, and he fell right into it. Almost still gets the kill on the Enchantress, but ultimately does get saved by a bushwhack as Yatoro puts good use. Haven't seen him play Hoodwink before, but it looks pretty good right now.
Maybe straight into Roche here. Pretty early in the game, but you're all up here. You have some extra skeleton damage from the rally, yeah. Not a bad play at all. If you can snag a big core, they're going to look for Ace.
And a ward on him, so Ace knows that the gank is coming his way, but he still gets caught by it. Laurel coming through the gate, hits him with a Burrow Strike Yules. Ace may have to use his ultimate here. They actually come in from Doraccio on the side with the Orchid. They're going to blow up the Underlord, perhaps. The Underlord can't really get off much. Gets off Firestorm, and that's it with a deafening blast over the top. Can they fight through this one?
How much can Laurel do?
Sand King is too strong, perhaps, as Radon has to waveform away. He's going to be okay. Laurel goes back in to try and deal with the final Brewling. Ace is able to limp away, and the HP is too much. Team Spirit just push through that team fight with just superior numbers, more net worth. And Gaimin Gladiators run out of damage. They'll be picked off one by one. Ace trying to go for a desperate TP away. It's just not going to work for him.
Man, this use has already paid off big time for Laurel. This item build up.
Just maybe you don't kill the illusions, but you control them. You stop that damage.
That's not a fun game for Doraccio at all. I mean, your best bet is to just go BKB and man up with your main hero.
And the Yules continues to find more catch as Laurel, he has the catch, and thanks to the rotations through the gate, they have the damage.
Team Spirit's starting to run away with this one.
They really are.
Oh, is he finishing? Yeah, he's going Butterfly first. All right, just had Casual Mask.
Okay, right as the Aegis is about to expire, they go for the kill on Yatoro, and they time it perfectly. Ooh, great shot from Tofu. Waited just that extra second for the Aegis to expire. Killed him at the second. And yet, even though they made that great play, they ultimately still traded 1 for 1 and possibly more because Laurel's coming in from behind and Laurel has the catch. So that means Gaimin Gladiators have to turn around and fight. They go for the quick kill on Poposhka. It's not very fast though. He gets a Force Staff and stays alive with a Whiz and a beautiful Burrow Strike. A Stinger on 2 on top of that one. Some decent damage. Not much follow-up to it though. Team Spirit start backing away a little bit. Collapse. He's in trouble. Pulled back in once again by the Bushwhack. Another 2-man Burrow Strike out from Laurel. Laurel needs the Sandstorm for the damage. It's finally up with a Bloodstone, but they're walking past it and going for the other kills. Collapse. Trying to get away with another force staff, gets him far. Oh, the hoodwink not quite latching there, but surrounded by Brewling. Collapse will eventually get burned out. An epicenter going to be put to use. Laurel going to try and chase down Quinn, slowing him down underneath the river. The heals come out from Cellar with the extra soul rip heal. It might just keep him alive. Laurel, he is tanky. He does a lot, but they can't seem to deal enough. Yotaro comes in, claims up the 2. Ace finally gets the kill on Laurel, but now he has to back away as Yotaro and Duraccio actually both carries back into the mix again, so they will both call it quits on this team fight.
Dire's top
Quinn will get caught bottom. Does not have that BKB yet.
Laurel goes through the gate with Collapse. And just outside of the range, he can hit him with the Shivas. That slowdown might let him catch up to hit the Yules, but is it too far? Okay, some of the team is still going to be able to be here. The telekinesis, that's what they needed. The extra disable from the third hero of Team Spirit. They get the catch on Quinn.
Gives you a lot of extra damage on the Stinger to clear waves. He just found 2.
Where did he just find this one? Just walked up to this high ground and found another 2 from Gaimin Gladiators. They just got that rundown on Quinn. How did they manage to find this one? Either way, it works for them. A bushwhack landing on 2, not bad. Force staff clears Laurel of that disable though. And they go for the Brewmaster. Deafening Blast stops a lot of the damage, giving him some chance to get off his ultimate. Got burned out of a lot of mana, but still has a chance. He can pop his ult. He's holding on to it now. He doesn't want to pop it prematurely here and just have Team Spirit reset around it. But if they don't go for an aggressive action soon, Megas will be coming to fruition. Another bushwhack lands onto the Morphling, another force staff frees him, but they do manage to burst him down. That's going to be the Aegis. The Brewmaster ultimate going out now, but they have to get clear of this sandstorm. A fresh life onto Yotaro. Gonna deal with the tombstone first. Now the melee barracks. Duraccio tries to approach, almost immediately gets pushed down to half. Caught by the telekinesis, just dead. No buyback available. Nothing the Chaos Knight can do, nor can Quinn. A 2-man burrow strike to clean things out, and that's just it. Team Spirit strike back just as hard in Game 2 as Gaimin Gladiators did in Game 1.
And they did it in the same type of fashion. Early push with a pipe Underlord. Just don't have the damage to put into that ball.